What a capital idea on a rainy afternoon in Madison to spend some time watching college football on BTN. We're at Camp Randall Stadium today as the Wisconsin Badgers try to stay unbeaten against the Purdue Boilermakers, and we start our rainy day in Madison with the Wisconsin Band. Badgers getting ready to take the field at Camp Randall, a field that has seen them win 81 of their last 91 games at home. Only Oklahoma and Ohio State have been better at home in that time span. The Wisconsin Badgers ready to get this one started on a rainy Saturday in Madison, Wisconsin. If you're a top 10 team, you are well aware of what happened last night. Number 2 Clemson goes down. Number 8 Washington State also on the losing end. Both to unranked teams. Trust me, Wisconsin very aware as a top 10 team playing an unranked today that this could be one of those weird weekends that you see every year in college football. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Matt Millen, I'm Kevin Kugler. Wonderful to have you with us this afternoon from Madison. Not only are we keeping our eyes on this unranked versus ranked matchup, but maybe a little history here today for true freshman running back Jonathan Taylor. With a big day, and he's had a couple already this year, he could hit 1,000 yards. Why is that important? Because he would become the first true freshman in the history of college football to get 1,000 yards in 6 games. Look at the names that did it in 7. Emmitt Smith, Marshall Faulk, Adrian Peterson, P.J. Hill from Wisconsin was able to do it in 7. But 6 games, that really underlines how special this kid is, Matt, and why a lot of people are starting to say Jonathan Taylor should be a Heisman Trophy candidate.
And they're also saying that Jonathan Taylor is their game plan, and with good reason. He shows up with all the requisite things you have to have. He's got great speed, he's got the size, he's got power, he has all that. Plus, he has a little bit of runner's patience, which is rare. He's a mature kid, just a freshman. But look, you talk about Wisconsin, defense has been their calling card. And their calling card has been at the top of its game. They're going to have an outstanding game like they do every week But Purdue is going to have to play their best football against this defense.
Jeff Brom has been going with 2 quarterbacks all year, David Blau and Elijah Sindelar, but today he's going with 1. At least to start, Elijah Sindelar gets the nod for his 3rd time this year.
And I understand. So he's coming off almost a 250-yard game just a week ago, coming in relief, and what he does is he sees the field, Kevin. He's got a little bit of patience. He understands to take his time, and he's got what you call poise. Poise is hard to teach. Either have it or you don't. Sindelar has that. He's going to need every ounce of poise against this defense.
Well, the best part of our crew has the worst job today. Lisa Byington, on a rainy day in Madison, has to be out in the elements all day long. Sorry, Lise.
Yeah, don't enjoy that roof over your heads too much there, fellas. You know, it's a light drizzle right now. It is going to get worse here throughout the game goes on. And the biggest concern for Wisconsin is the lightning and not the rain. And they're keeping an eye on a system coming through about 4 o'clock local time. Now, it's about an 8-mile radius for when lightning strikes. That's when they would suspend the game and evacuate Camp Randall. Depending on how fast the storm is going through, that radius could extend to about 9 miles or 10 miles. And again, we avoided a thunderstorm earlier today, but they are concerned about one coming through a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll certainly keep tabs on that. Purdue has a lot of experience with weather delays, having just gone through it last week. Paul Chryst, head coach of the Badgers, coming off that big win last week in Lincoln against Nebraska, trying to keep it rolling here. The head man in his 3rd season back home in Wisconsin. And on the other sideline, a guy who's really seen his profile rise over the last several years, Jeff Brom, in his 1st year at Purdue. What a job he's done to get the Boilermakers to believe in his strategy. And look at that, 42.9 points per game as a head coach since 2014. Nobody's done it better from an offensive standpoint than Jeff Brom has over the last couple of weeks. We're getting ready for this one as Purdue wins the toss. They defer. The Badgers are going to start with the football. Purdue ready to get it started. Danny Davis back deep. Spencer Evans will handle the kickoffs. There's a good look at the freshman Danny Davis. 20 of the 28 kickoffs this year for Spencer Evans. The junior transfer from Baylor have been of a touchback variety. We are underway, and this low line drive will be his 21st touchback out to the 25-yard line. So the Badgers starting first after Purdue wins the toss, and here comes quarterback Alex Hornibrook, ready to lead this Badger squad. Again, he's won his last 11 starts, and he comes out onto the field with a little bit of confidence. They've been continuing to rely on him in key moments. He leads the Big Ten as the most efficient passer this year. He's done a lot of good work in the red zone and on 3rd down. In other words, in key moments this season.
You want to know what his confidence is? It's those guys lined up in front of him. It's a good offensive line.
He's got Taylor behind him with Cephas in motion. And Jonathan Taylor's first carry of the day, and Taylor picks up 6. Well, we're going to be keeping tabs on this all day long. Jonathan Taylor's quest for history, a chance for 1,000 yards, and you'll see this pop up all day long to the point where Matt will get tired of seeing it, but we're going to do it anyway.
What are we going to call it? Telometer.
The telometer?
The telometer. Telometer.
That should be more of a Taylorometer.
Telometer. Got it. Telometer. I like it.
2nd down and 4. Again for Taylor. And Taylor picks up 2 to the 33-yard line. And this Purdue defense, we've talked a little bit about the offense in Sindelar, but it's really this defense, Matt, that has seen big strides this year.
That's Nick Holt, the defensive coordinator. So what you're going to see today is a complete departure of what we saw just a week ago. Last week, they tried all kinds of movement and shifts and slants, and Nick Holt's defense is going to line up and punch you right square in the mouth and see who the tougher one is. So here we are. We're 3rd and short. This is what he wants to be. Get off the field right here.
They are without T.J. McCollum today. Injured his last play of last week as Taylor slips through an opening, and Taylor into the secondary. Jonathan Taylor, can he take it the distance? He can! Touchdown, Badgers!
Kevin, what happens, you get third and short, you bring your safeties down really tight. And you want to be able to be at the line of scrimmage to make a play. Once you get past that second level, the tailometer drops.
And the numbers rise. Gaglianone with the extra point. And a 7-0 lead. 67-yard touchdown run for Jonathan Taylor, and those numbers are climbing, trying to become the first true freshman in FBS history to get to 1,000 yards in 6 games. I'd say this is a pretty good start.
Yeah, so everybody's nice and tight to line of scrimmage. And so that's just a nice picture of running to nothing. So what you're running is to where no one else is. But what you don't see there is from the back end, everything's nice and tight. And they're down in close to the line of scrimmage. So what happens, Kevin, is your angles get all messed up. So you got to be tight right away. You have one guy at the back. You have one shot. And they do a nice job of getting a block on that. That's Danny Davis does a great job of getting to the safety, and he's 6 quick.
A true freshman with a key block for the true freshman to run it in for the touchdown.
Not too shabby.
First touchdown on an opening drive this year for the Badgers. And a quick strike Badger offense. DJ Knox from the 4. Knox looking for a little crease. Takes it across the 25 to the 27. And the Badger defense will come out to take on Elijah Sindelar and this Purdue offense. Sindelar getting the nod today, his 3rd start of the season. And really, this has a lot to do with how he performed off the bench last week, Matt. The numbers from a week ago, very impressive.
Well, you know, we were talking earlier before the game. It's about poise, Kevin. Poise is something you either have or you don't have. It's not one of those things that's learnable or teachable. You either have or you don't. Sindelar has it.
First down, a delayed handoff to DJ Knox, who stopped at the 30-yard line, a pickup of 3. Tackle made by Alec James.
You'll see a little bit of pace here with the Purdue Boilermakers. I think Jeff Brom is an outstanding play caller. I think he knows his team exceptionally well. He knows his limitations, but he knows how to call a game.
Sindelar's first pass of the day, almost intercepted by Chris Orr, who took one back on the opening drive last week against Nebraska for a touchdown.
That one was the instinct we talked about a week ago. Chris Orr has it. I mean, he's always around the football. That's a great read. He read Sindelar's eyes the whole way, made the break before the throwing motion started. Good football player.
3rd down and 7. Mahungu and Anthrop, the receivers, to the top of the screen. Trying to find some running room as Knox is short of the first down by a pair. Alec James and Chris Orr, both involved in each play so far, combined on the stop.
Set up the 4th down and they'll punt it away.
Not sure you can have a better start if you're Wisconsin at home, Matt. You get the touchdown on the burst from Jonathan Taylor, and your defense pitches a 3-and-out.
Yeah, and so you look at this offense for Wisconsin and you say, Jonathan Taylor is the game plan.
Some movement up front, and that's going to push Purdue back 5.
Ball start. Offense number 55. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Mike Mendez, a little flinch. Bit of a Purdue hop at the end of that punt, and will die near the 27-yard line. Back to work come the Badgers. Back to work comes Jonathan Taylor, continuing his quest for 1,000 yards in 6 games. Seventh-ranked Badgers off to the fast start, a 7-0 lead. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Lisa Byington from Madison, Wisconsin this afternoon. So far, the rain, for the most part, staying away. Good news for those of us who are looking forward to some football this afternoon. On first down, it's Taylor. And Taylor stood up after a pickup of 1 as we check in with Lisa Banks.
Well, Kevin, initially, Wisconsin was lukewarm on Jonathan Taylor for one main reason. They were uncertain if he had breakaway speed. Taylor recognized the criticism, decided to do something about it. Here's a video of his 100-meter dash from last May's New Jersey sectionals. His time was 10.49. Now, he improved on that by 0.4 of a second, going from 10.9 his junior year to 10.49 his senior year. Let's just say Wisconsin took notice.
So did a lot of other folks. The former Rutgers commit ends up at Wisconsin, and with a chance to make a little history if he can get to 1,000 today. And a little movement going to cost the Badgers 5.
I got to tell you, put a ham sandwich at the end of that 100 meters.
Offense number 61.
I'll challenge that time.
5-yard penalty, still second down.
Let's take a look at today's Auto Owners Insurance impact players, Matt.
Well, the easy one is real simple. Jonathan Taylor is an impact player regardless. He leads the Big Ten, and he's the guy. Fumagalli's the guy who's a chain mover. They're going to need him here, and I'll tell you, Izuchukwu, he's the one guy who has an opportunity to be able to create pass rush. When that time comes, he's got to be able to produce. Fumagalli, though, one of the best in the Big Ten.
Hornibrook to the air, sets up the screen for Taylor. Nice patience by Taylor. Zigging and zagging, and he's got the first down.
Kevin, that's the piece we talked about at the beginning, what you just said right there, which is so rare for a young player. He has runner's patience. John Riggins used to talk to me about runner's patience. And what is it? So it's that little ability right there. You slow everything down in your head, and you take exactly what's there. It sounds simple, but it's hard to do when you're going full speed.
Part of it is the way he carries himself. We had the chance to sit down with him yesterday. Very mature. You'd
Real
never
mature
guess a
kid.
true freshman.
You think he's from Pennsylvania.
Movement and the second false start against the
False
Badgers.
start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's David Edwards moving early. Taylor getting a breather right now with Bradrick Shaw out there.
Of course, I was
Oh, you were from
messing with him.
Pennsylvania.
I was messing with him the whole time about being from New Jersey. And Wisconsin does a phenomenal job of recruiting New Jersey. They seemingly get lots of good players out of the state of New Jersey.
Several have come through that running back position. Most recently, Corey Clement, who had the single-season record in Jersey before it was broken by Taylor. Hornibrook finds an open man, and it's Cephas, and Cephas, who's become a big-time, big-play receiver for the Badgers, down to the Purdue 43.
That's a nice throw by Hornibrook. Just enough touch. You're going to see the defender underneath, just over the top of his hands, and Cephas right there to be able to pick that up. Did I mention that I like that name? Quintez Cephas.
You did.
That is an awesome name.
Fourth in the conference this year, Cephas, with that average of almost 17 yards per catch. Shaw, the tailback, on first down at the Purdue 43. That's Davis in motion. Shaw, little crease. And Shaw fighting for yardage and a first down. He took T.J. Jallow with him for a couple of yards. Good block by Austin Ramish to open the door.
So here's exactly what's going on here. See, they're stacking the line of scrimmage. Look at this. You've got 9 people up at the line of scrimmage. Now, once you get to this second level, the door's wide open. All you have to beat is one guy. In this particular instance, the safety made the play. If he doesn't, he's off to the races. So they're rolling the dice a little bit here, Kevin. They're stacking the deck up front, and they're saying, we're going to stop you right here. If you get through, you win.
Taylor back in at running back. He gets the call. And Taylor down to the 26-yard line. Pickup of 6. Jawan Bentley, Jacob Thieneman, both there for the stop.
So when you're defending an offense like this, see what Wisconsin does very well is that, so they'll run some gap scheme, which is back to the inside, or they'll run that zone scheme to the outside. What they want to try to do is create angles, and they want to try to get you on an edge. So if you get to an edge as a defender, you're actually kind of doing their job for them. You've got to come straight down a man, right down the middle of that player, and you got to stone him, and then you have to control it. Easier said than done.
On 2nd and 4. One more for Taylor. And Taylor this time caught in the backfield. Good penetration by Antoine Miles, the senior out of Canton, Ohio. So the up-to-date, what did we call it? Taylorometer?
Nah, I'm just going taylometer. It sounds better. Taylometer.
Looking for 1,000 yards in his first 6 games. It's never been done by a true freshman in FBS to get 1,006. Emmett Smith, Adrian Peterson, Marshall Falk, among others, who were able to get to that mark in 7 games as a true freshman.
Yeah, those guys are just average.
Yeah, right?
They're all in the Hall of Fame.
3rd down and 6. Hornibrook all day to throw over the middle, and he finds his open man for the first down. Catch by Rashid Ibrahim. And the Badgers move the chains.
You know, it was nice that Hornibrook actually put the book he was reading down before he threw that pass. And way too much time. No pass rush whatsoever generated. Then 3rd down, he's been money on third down this season.
Only Mason Rudolph a better quarterback rating on 3rd down than Alex Hornibrook. The rating of 188.2.
Yeah, that offensive line. He has so much time.
Motion from Cephas on 1st down. Shaw with the carry, bouncing. Nowhere to go, breaks 1 tackle, and Shaw down inside the 15-yard line. Davon Mosley able to bring him down after Josh Okonye missed the chance on the edge.
So this is what I expected from this Purdue defense. They are going to grudgingly give up yards. They're not a bad defense. They don't have enough skill yet. But what they're doing and what they're asking them to do is what they're capable of doing. It's good coaching. It's just they need a couple more bullets in the chamber.
Play action. Hornibrook looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Cephas.
Good protection again.
Official timeout for an injured player.
Eddie Wilson is injured. One of those guys that jumped off the tape when we were watching over the last couple of days, Matt.
Yeah.
Junior out of Pontiac, Michigan, down on the turf as Alex Hornibrook and the Badgers go up 13-0. And Quintez Cephas on the receiving end of this 14-yard touchdown pass.
Take a good look at the protection right here. I mean, there's nothing there. He steps up. Yeah. They're just sitting in a straight zone, and Paul Christ, he likes what he sees.
Eddie Wilson, they're getting him up while they tend to him. We'll step aside. Badgers flexing their muscle early in this one. 13-0 pending the extra point from Gaglianone. And now 14-0 after they got Wilson up and got him to the sidelines under his own power.
Wisconsin 14.
So the Wisconsin Badgers now with a 14-0 lead and a timeout here in rainy Madison. Good day for Ducks and for college football. A 14-0 lead for the Badgers. 6:12 remaining in this first quarter of play. Apparently Wisconsin got the memo that top 10 teams had lost early in the weekend in college football.
Oh, I think Coach Christ made them very aware of that.
They have come out on fire in this first quarter. And the kickoff through the end zone for the touchback as we check in our BTN studios in Chicago with Rick Beazo.
Kevin, what a finish in Bloomington. Michigan, Indiana go to OT. Karan Higdon, first play of the extra frame, 25 yards to the score. Higdon, 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Indiana's last chance to answer on 4th and goal. Peyton Ramsey picked off by Tyree Kennel. Michigan, 22 straight victories over Indiana.
Boy, Rick, what a battle today. Indiana and Michigan. Hoosiers unable to get it done in overtime as Markel Jones, who just came back to the lineup last week, picks up a couple to the 27-yard line. And let's take a look at our Auto Owners Insurance impact players on this side of the ball.
Well, DJ Knox has some big play capabilities. They got to be able to get him out in space and get him the ball. Markel Jones, he's kind of he's the workman guy. He's the guy who's going to catch the ball, run inside. He'll give you all the work. And Garrett Dooley's having a great year, kind of the leader of that group. He just needs to continue to do what he's been doing.
Open, one of the two tight ends that gets a lot of work. This is Bryson Hopkins, who takes it to the 44-yard line. And Purdue, a team that really utilizes the tight end in the passing game.
Yeah, they're not afraid to use whatever they have. Look, Jeff Brom, I think, is a great play caller. I think he understands exactly what he has, his pluses and his minuses. And so if you're going to give him a zone, he's going to be better against his zone because there's not anybody else who can beat man.
Sindelar over the middle, a little too tall, looking for Hopkins again.
Yeah, that's on C.J. Edwards. Nice job, Edwards, getting good depth. So they're going to try to get him across the top of that, but because he got a nice drop, nice deep drop, the ball took off on him. Yeah, so you're going to see Edwards, see how he's coming back underneath. That ball's got to be, if it throws any shorter than that, it's a pick.
First incompletion for Elijah Sindelar in the early going. The give is to Worship on a counter, and Worship bowling over tacklers to the 49-yard line. Richie Worship at 260 pounds. Good progress to the Badger 49. David Blau on the sideline this week watching. Now, they've worked these two quarterbacks back and forth over the course of the year, but 2 interceptions last week for Blau. He's thrown 4 picks on the year, and Purdue's margin of error is not such that they can usually overcome those turnovers.
Yeah, I'd say.
Sindelar, nice catch at the 40-yard line and a first down to the Badger 39. Anthony Mahungu with his 13th catch of the year. Nick Nelson and Dakota Dixon on the stop.
Kevin, this is exactly what I'm talking about with Jeff Brom. So if you're going to play on top and you're going to play leverage to the outside, I'm throwing it inside. He's just going to take exactly what you give him. Nothing more, nothing less. He's not going to ask his player to try to run by somebody because they frankly can't.
Fumble on the exchange. Sindelar trying to twist away, and he's dropped. He had a notion to try to get rid of that football. Ryan Conley able to bury him back at the 46.
He wanted to try to make a play, and instead, so this is going to be a fake. Gets the hip, gets off of Markel Jones' hip. Now he wants to still try to make the play, and instead he loses 10 yards, or 7 or 8, whatever it is.
Back at the 46. 2nd and 17. To the sideline for Mahungu.
Smart. You're going to sit off like that, Kevin. Now I'm going to take 10 yards. So now at least you put yourself in a position, you're 3rd and manageable. So you're going to get 3rd and 8 here, 3rd and 7. And you know what? Depending if they pick up another 5, maybe they go for it on 4th down.
Do you think about that as a play caller on
right
3rd,
now,
right?
Yep. Right, exactly. Right now you're thinking, let's just get this.
On the roll, Sindelar throwing a little too tall. It went over Anthrop and almost ended up with Phillips, and now a flag.
Good anticipation, though, by Brom. He saw that corner coming off the edge. They rolled it the other way. I'll tell you, I think Jeff Brom is an excellent coach.
Defense number 2. 10 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
I don't think it's number 2 because Patrick Johnson's out with an arm injury. It may have been Natrell Jamerson, or it could have also been number 32, Leon Jacobs. There's a 2 involved.
Yeah, it's Leon Jacobs. He grabbed him from the backside. Good call.
But a big penalty against the Badgers as it gives Purdue a new set of downs at the 26. So first down and 10. Everybody's set now at the 26-yard line. defended. Markel Jones right into the arms of big Olivier Songapolu. Watch Big Ten football wherever you are with BTN to go and Fox Sports Go and never miss a thing all season long. Available in the App Store and Google Play.
You know, Songapolu, people don't realize how fast he is. I mean, now I'm talking like 10 yards now. But
not in the sprint that we saw earlier.
He can accelerate.
Jones trying to get to the edge. He's not going to get there. Edwards chasing him out with Jacobs.
That right there, Kevin, there's the difference in the teams right there. Markel Jones, one of their better players. He's a productive player, but your linebackers run you down like a dog. I mean, you can't turn the corner. This has everything right here. Look, they just run him down. Nowhere to go, can't get the edge.
Jones had a hold of the face mask of Edwards on the way out of bounds as well. 3rd and 15. Sindelar finds Anthrop. Not going to get the first down, but it's enough to maybe get Purdue points.
Yeah, you could get 3 here. I would take the 3. Get on the board. Your first points are the hardest ones.
Looks like Spencer Evans is on to try just that. 2 for 4 in the field goal department this year for Evans, as he and J.D. Dellinger have swapped duties as kicker all year long. This from 36. And we've got a little bit of a snafu in the end zone. Clock is still running, so they're going to have to
push it back.
Do something to get the clock adjusted.
Yeah, they'll push that to 25.
Please adjust the game clock to 1 minute, 28 seconds. Thank you.
All right, game clock adjusted. Everybody will regather. And we'll try a field goal again. Still from 36 yards. Kick by Evans is going to drop through, and Purdue is on the board. So Evans with his 3rd made field goal of the year, and the Badgers lead down to 11. Doesn't matter, as long as the lake's not frozen over in Wisconsin, you're going out on the boat. It doesn't matter what else the weather is doing here in Madison. As long as that's not ice. Badgers with a 14-3 lead over Purdue as we welcome you back to Madison and inside Camp Randall. Alongside Matt Millen with Lisa Byington on the field, I'm Kevin Kugler. Field goal for Purdue has put the Boilermakers on the board. And Danny Davis awaiting the kickoff. Evans kickoff to Davis, 2 yards deep, out he comes. Davis across the 20 and rolls to the 22 as we roll into Chicago and check in with Rick Bezo.
Kevin, Maryland strikes first against Northwestern. Who else for the Terps but DJ Moore? 12-yard touchdown reception. Northwestern has just scored. Field goal for the Wildcats. It's 7-3 Maryland late first quarter.
All right, Rick, thanks very much. That's a big game for both of those teams. Trying to move themselves one step closer to bowl eligibility for Northwestern, trying to get back on track.
Yeah, Fitz is trying to get that thing straightened out after a couple of tough losses. I like what they're doing down in Maryland. He needs more players.
Taylor in motion. He'll get the carry. And down to the 26-yard line. Marcus Bailey on the stop as we go down to Lisa Byington.
Purdue linebacker TJ McCollum, you mentioned, is not in, but with the ankle and the knee injury, but he's been very active on the sideline. In fact, he told me in the pregame, my teammates are going to hear me chirping in their ear all game long. It's going to feel like I'm still playing with the amount they'll hear my voice today on the field and on the sideline. He's been very encouraging and very active so far.
Well, he's a good player, Matt, the transfer from
really
Western
good.
Kentucky.
He's one of the better ones that I've watched this season. That's a really good player.
12 tackles on the year as we've got a flag, and this is the third motion against the Badgers.
Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Second on the right tackle, David Edwards.
Who's had himself a really nice year. You know, he's a former quarterback. How about that? And they liked how much he played quarterback. They said gain 80 pounds will make you a lineman. So they put him at tackle. He's got great length. He's got good feet. He's got good hands. He's been playing at a high level. He's jumped the gun a couple times.
His offense in high school was the veer. He was a veer quarterback.
Yeah.
He's not anymore. Again, the protection for Hornibrook finds Taylor, first down, and A.J. Taylor to the 38-yard line before DeJuan Hunt can bring him down 17 yards through the air.
You're playing against a man, and you have that much time, I mean zone rather, and you have that much time, you can pick it apart.
That's the end.
So, Kevin, Purdue, and we get the end of the quarter here, Purdue's going to have to try to do some matchup zone stuff. You can't let them run free.
Wisconsin running and throwing free right now. 14-3 Badgers after one. Badger defense getting a breather right now as the Wisconsin offense going to work as we start this second quarter. Purdue's sidelines, you'll see David Blau starting to warm up. Wouldn't surprise anybody to see David Blau come into this game. They've worked both quarterbacks all year long. Sindelar getting the nod today. On first down, Hornibrook with all day again, looking deep for Davis, trying to make the one-hand grab, working against T.J. Jallow, and it's incomplete.
Jallow got beat, middle of the field. He's got to secure that. A little bit better. I mean, actually, if he goes after this with two hands, he might have a shot.
Couldn't get it with his second hand because Jallow had a hold of it, it looked like.
Yeah, he may have slapped his hand there. Way too much time, so Purdue cannot generate a pass rush at all. Not good in the pass game.
On second down, Jonathan Taylor with his 7th carry. And Taylor finds room for a first down and more. Taylor to the 35.
Easy Chukwu, without him, he's to the house. Taylor's kind of interesting for me to watch. He doesn't look like he's going that fast. He runs through tackles. Arm tackles don't seem to bother him. He's a powerful kid.
4th time this year that he's gone over 100 yards in a game. And look at this. His first 6 games, he needs 125. This in game number 6 to become the first in FBS history as a true freshman to get 1,000 yards in 6 games. He'll get a breather right now as Bradrick Shaw down to the 37-yard line, a loss on the play of a couple. And it'll bring up a second down. The names that Jonathan Taylor's trying to essentially nudge out of the record book are a pretty phenomenal list of names. Adrian Peterson, Emmett Smith, Marshall Falk, Jamario Thomas, and P.J. Hill. They did it in 7 games as true freshmen. But you can erase all of them, at least in this category, if Taylor gets to 1,000 yards for the season today.
There's 3 Hall of Famers right there.
Hornibrook again with time, looking for the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DeJuan Hunt, and Hunt with some running room and blockers. Into Badger territory, and DeJuan Hunt's first interception of the year turns it around for Purdue.
That's completely on Hornibrook. Had a lot of time, just threw it to a wrong spot. The receiver's going to come clean. He just doesn't have enough oomph. He looked like he was going to go over the top of it there. He wanted to he's trying to hit Danny Davis to the top side. Davis looked like he was going to go up, and it just didn't have enough on it.
Unofficially 47 yards on the return for DeJuan Hunt. And the Boilermakers start at the 44 of Wisconsin. Sindelar still in at quarterback. Quick toss, almost intercepted right back by Nick Nelson.
They weren't on the same page. So Nelson bit hard. The receiver there on the outside, he's got to come back. He's got to see exactly what the quarterback is seeing, and he's not seeing it. It's Greg Phillips, number 10, who's out there. So they just got their wires crossed. He took off. Nelson should have had a pick.
Second down. Sindelar dropped by Jared Sparks. Does it go into the hands of Dixon before hitting the turf?
He's saying it's
incomplete. Dixon trying to sell it, but the officials not buying it.
Ruling on the field was an incomplete pass. Third down.
You'll see it here.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
It bounced right there. Yep. Good job. Good job by our camera crew. Pick that thing up right away. But if you're Dakota Dixon, you better pick it up and run like it's free.
Like it ricocheted right off Sparks' leg.
Exactly.
3rd and 10 at the 44. Sindelar again to the sideline, incomplete, looking for Gregory Phillips. Excellent defense by Wisconsin on the first 3 downs. Now, of course, weather a big concern today, and it is all day long. You see Madison right there in the middle. That's what we're keeping an eye on with those storms continuing to move in and around the area. Once again, it's lightning that we're worried about, not rain. The lightning is the concern. If it's within 8 miles of the stadium, then we go into a delay. So far, so good. Good defensive stand by the Badgers as the punt will die inside the 5-yard line. Excellent punt by Joe Shopper, and the Badgers will start at the 4. 40-yard punt, no return. The Badgers pin deep on this rainy afternoon in Madison. The 14-3 lead, taking over their own 4 early in this second quarter. Let's take a look at today's SoFi in the Huddle, the preferred financial partner of the Big Ten Conference. What is Wisconsin looking for here, Matt?
Well, you see this guy right here?
Yep.
I don't know if you know that guy.
Number 23?
Number 23, yeah. That's called the game plan. Yeah, and so when you get a little stress, when you throw a pick, when things haven't gone right, you hand the ball to him and let your offensive line guide him. And that's exactly what they're going to do.
From the 4 on first down. Hey, there's Jonathan Taylor. And Taylor fights his way to the 11 to pick up 7 yards. Next Saturday, Dave, Spice, Stanley, Jerry, and Michelle are on campus at Minnesota to get you ready for another great day of conference action. BTN Tailgate presented by T-Mobile. Next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on BTN.
So, Kevin, I talk about the patience that he has for a young player, but the guy who has even more patience is Paul Chryst. Paul Chryst, as a play caller, was that type of guy. He knows his players. He knows his team. So what he'll do right now is he'll just pound the ball. He'll create angles for that offensive line, and they'll just wear you out.
Shaw with the carry, and Shaw with a first down. Yeah, ask Nebraska about that from the 3rd and 4th quarter last week when Wisconsin, all they did was run the football.
I'm going to show you something. Here's how you create angles. Okay, now watch. They're going to pull. So everybody's coming back from this side. These guys are going to block down. Why? Because it gives you an angle from the top instead of from the side, instead of trying to take a guy head up. See, everybody comes down, then you come back the other way. Come right through the middle. You're creating angles, you're setting things up, and you just have to be a patient runner, and that's what these guys have been.
Here's Shaw once more. And Bradrick Shaw stopped just shy of the 20-yard line.
Now, when you're defending that, when you're defending a team that likes to play a lot of angles, penetration kills them. So if you're up front and you're a down guy, you're Wilson, number 7. 7's got some of that in him. He can get up the field, disrupt some of that, knock some people off. That would take care of it.
How much did they miss T.J. McCollum in trying to thwart that?
Yeah. T.J. McCollum, that's as good. That kid's playing as good as any linebacker I watched in the Big Ten.
Second down at 7.
No pass rush.
Flag thrown. Hornibrook short to Shaw.
Good
and
play.
Shaw tackled at the 25 by Jawan Bentley.
Nice by Bentley. Bentley's 260 pounds. And he can thump some people. That's a nice open field tackle. He stopped him short of the first down.
He only played in the second half last week after a targeting call. Still
Personal
really good.
foul. Hands to the face. Defense number 7. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
And that's Wilson, number 7, and he's got a good first 2 steps. You can see him right on the top. See exactly what happened. So he's coming off, and he's just gonna.
Right
yeah,
there.
he got under his neck a little bit. Yeah, so I guess they're gonna call that. I mean,
You guys who played defense, that's always a little bit. If I'm standing next to an old offensive lineman, you can see how his neck was bent all the way back. It's a terrible play.
they always whine like that. Jeez. There's TJ McCollum.
Here's Shaw. And Bradrick Shaw with 4 to the 44-yard line. Patient offense is the hallmark of the Wisconsin Badgers.
You want to see patience? Take a good look at their head coach. His philosophy permeates this whole team. This team is Paul Chryst. They like to have fun. They like accountability. They like to be able to perform at a high level. I love that guy. I think he's one of the best coaches in this league.
Taylor back in. Jonathan Taylor with an ankle tackle at the 47 by Garrett Hudson.
Counter OY. That's what all you. We talked about it last week. The counter is the step that you're going to see from the back. Now they've altered it a little bit. Instead of taking a counter to right or left, they counter backwards first, and that's allowed for those pullers to come around. Then the O would be that offside guard, and they either use the Y, the tight end, or an F, the fullback, and they're creating those angles to run back inside. It's not complicated, but it's effective.
3rd down and 3. Hornibrook going to try to run. Hudson able to get him down.
Nicely played by Hudson. Nice open field tackle. Most important thing, Kevin, get him down. It doesn't matter how he goes down. You can trip him. You can fight. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You create that 4th down, and you're Nick Holt. You're happy to get off the field.
Wisconsin able to move out of that hole and flip the field a bit. But the Purdue defense gets the stop. Anthony Lottie on to punt it away. Jackson Anthrop waiting deep. Pressure nice. And it's blocked by Hudson. Hudson with the block, and now the scoop. Stumbling down inside the 15-yard line. Garrett Hudson with the block, and Race Johnson racing into the red zone.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
Johnson may have hurt himself as he ran.
How?
He had an
He had
open
6.
path.
He had 6. He got blocked. They blocked him from behind.
Race Johnson after the block by Garrett Hudson. Hudson able to fly in, get the block, took it off the foot of Lottie, and Purdue with a golden opportunity. That's Race Johnson, who they're looking at his hamstring after stumbling on his way to the goal line after the blocked punt. And new quarterback in for Purdue, David Blau, coming in right now in a key moment for the Boilermakers. They've just gotten a block punt, and now starting at the 15 of Wisconsin. Blau under some heat, and he's sacked by Garrett Dooley.
That's on Blau. He got to get rid of that ball. He had an angle route on the top side, sitting right there. Dump it off underneath. Don't overthink it. If it's there, throw it. If it's not there, dump it. But get rid of the ball. You can't take a sack. See Markel Jones on that little angle on the top side? He had him.
So a loss of 7 back to the 22. Toss play, Jones.
Got a chance.
And he's brought down by Edwards on the tackle at the 18-yard line. Let's go back to the block punt. Second punt block this year by Garrett Hudson.
Yeah, take it right here. He's going to walk up inside, and they are just, all they're going to do is they're going to block out and forget to pick him up. He just cuts back inside. Heck, he's there before the ball even gets to the foot. Big 3rd down here for Purdue.
3rd and 12. Blau under heat again, and he's sacked. Alec James this time.
Nice call. Jim Leonard with a nice call. Blitz up the middle. James comes clean. Blau goes down. Yeah, you're going to watch 57. He's right here. Oh, so he's just beating him right off the snap. That's not a very good job here by that right guard.
J.D. Dellinger on now. 42-yard try. And Dellinger's kick is no good.
That just kicks you right in the Blau.
I have nowhere to go from that. Timeout in Madison. The field goal just sailing wide to the right. Purdue coming up empty after the block punt. Another great moment. 10 years celebrating on BTN. We welcome you back with the Badgers taking over. Purdue missing a golden opportunity, a blocked punt. They had an easy touchdown, but Race Johnson stumbling and falling on his way to the end zone. Purdue ends up with nothing. Here's Jonathan Taylor looking for something. A little juke move, and Taylor out of bounds at midfield. 25 yards for Jonathan Taylor. Navon Mosley chasing him out. You see that patience again from Jonathan Taylor. We've talked about it a lot. And Taylor with the patience, the move to the outside, and a pickup of 25. On first down at midfield. Taylor again in trouble in the backfield, able to get free and back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play for Jonathan Taylor. One play after his third carry of 25 yards or more. And let's check in on the quest for 1,000 in his first 6 games, and 90 yards away now from history for Jonathan Taylor. No true freshman in the history of FBS football has hit 1,000 yards in 6 games. Names like Emmitt Smith, Adrian Peterson, in their first 6, they did it in 7. Taylor 90 yards away from doing it in his first 6, and Taylor finding a little extra yardage there to the 44-yard line. Let's check in Chicago with Rick Pisa.
Kevin, DJ Moore's breakout season continues for Maryland. The Terp wide receiver breaking tackles left and right for the high-step 52-yard touchdown for Maryland. Second of the day for Moore. Terps lead the Northwestern Wildcats 14-10.
Good ball game there. Good battle here as Jonathan Taylor has carried the mail to the 44-yard line, and a 3rd and 4 for the Badgers. Hornibrook over the middle. Davis with the catch and a first down to the 36 of Purdue.
Just leverage them, Kev. So what does that mean? So if you have a defender and he's sitting up on your top shoulder, you just kind of bend it back underneath. So basically it's run where they're not. And Hornibrook is having enough time to be able to pick his poison. So it's kind of like you're just picking flowers out here.
Bradrick Shaw in. Kendrick Pryor on the field at the top of the screen. First action of the season for Pryor as Shaw able to work to the outside to the 30-yard line. Jawan Bentley on the stop. Wednesday, BTN's late night show Sportslight with Mike Hall showcases Big Ten players and coaches' true personalities and delivers what critics are calling a historical look into their lives off the field. Don't miss Sportslight with Mike Hall, the nation's most acclaimed show, Wednesday, 11 Eastern, right here on BTN. What a turning point in this game. Purdue gets the block punt.
Unbelievable.
An untouched path to the end zone. Race Johnson trips and falls. Purdue does not score at all. And now Wisconsin on the march. Here's Davis on the sweep. And Davis stumbling forward near the 27-yard line. It'll leave the Badgers with a 3rd and short.
Not bad by Okanye, forcing the thing back in. So look, it's going to set up a 3rd and short here. What do we got? Like 3rd and 1-ish, maybe, Kev?
Yep, 3rd and 1. Nick Holt's defense trying to come up with a strategy to stop this Badger team.
And so here's the strategy. So they're going to go to angles. That's what they're going to do. And so they're going to go with that counter action look. And so you have to get penetration up inside. There it is, same play.
And there's Shaw, and there's the stop.
And they finally got some pressure. Nicely done. Nicely done right there by Juwan Bentley was right there. And Antoine Miles was right there. Look, up, get up inside. That's perfect. That's what you do. That was Bentley. He did a good job of taking on the guard. The front side, see that right there? Took on Dieter, no place to go. Penetration kills that.
And couldn't cut back because Miles was right there.
And so now the next thing is they'll go to play action off of that and go down the field.
46-yard try from Gaglianone, curving in, and it's good. Rafael Gaglianone started it wide right and bent it back in for 3. In pool, they'd call this a trick shot. In kicking, it's good for 3. Just slips by that right upright. Rafael Gaglianone with the 3. And Paul Christ, you know he loves it. It's even going to get a little applause from the head man. Well, one of the things I know about Matt Millen, you can't show enough kickers to get Matt Millen fired up.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Rafael Gaglianone and
You know
Derek
what I like
Tindall.
even better, Kev?
Salsa?
The old dancing kicker. You know, when they start breaking out that Brazil stuff, forget it.
The native of Sao Paulo celebrating his curving field goal to give Wisconsin the 17-3 lead. Let's go down to Lisa Byington for more salsa, maybe?
No salsa here, but I'll tell you what, Jeff Brom was awfully active here on the sideline. He knew that was a missed opportunity in the last series. In fact, he ran up and down the sideline to the receiver corps, to the offensive linemen, to his quarterbacks. He said, you have to show me more, challenging them to the nth degree here right before the half.
I like challenging to the nth degree, please. And it's about, hey, look, you have to perform. And it doesn't matter where your program's at. You're out there, perform at a high level.
Not a good start here.
False start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's Matt McCann with the early move.
Kev, I'm going to say something about Jeff Brom. I think Jeff Brom, 3 years, this is going to be a completely different program. This place is going to win. That guy's, he's a good coach. I'll be shocked if he doesn't win.
Looking for room, DJ Knox doesn't find much. Leon Jacobs there with the stop after a 1-yard gain.
Let's be honest right here, okay? This Wisconsin defense is much more talented than the Purdue offense. He's keeping it close because of the way he's calling the game. But this is not, well, he gets a couple better players. They're going to be okay.
2nd and 14. Sindelar under pressure. Sindelar with room to run. First down and more as he slides across the 40-yard line.
Good job by Sindelar. He's able to understand. That was a whatchamacallit route. They're crossing underneath. And so you have everybody, they're locked up in man. So when they're in man, they can't see the quarterback, right? Their eyes are on the man. So he just takes off and picks up that first down.
Anthrop in motion. Sindelar, late pressure coming. The screen is dropped by DJ Knox.
It wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. They had that thing sniffed out 100%. DJ Knox has some quickness. He's a guy who you want to get out in space. Give him, he can make you miss out there. But that time it was covered right away, set up the 2nd and long.
Sindelar on 2nd down over the middle. Mahungu with the catch. And he's got a first down to the Badger 46.
That's perfect. Right. So Mahundu's got some toughness. Not afraid to catch the ball over the middle. So that's where they send him. That's smart. A lot of guys don't like to go in there. He will.
Good frame, 6'3", 210 pounds. From the Badger 46. Jones reversing his field and runs into the arms of Jacobs at the 43. 1:20 and counting to go. Purdue with all 3 timeouts.
Hey, Purdue's okay. Purdue, if they can get 6 here, They're in great shape. They already wasted one opportunity. Let's see if they can pick one up here.
Sindelar to the sidelines. Mahungu, excellent stop by Nick Nelson. The clock continuing to run. Now 56 seconds and counting remaining. Still no timeout used by Purdue.
Yeah, he's got to get a first here, and then he can call timeout. Get him to the line of scrimmage. Hurry that thing up. Barron. Oh, now they're calling it.
And now a timeout is utilized by Purdue with 46 seconds to go. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. 17-3 Wisconsin. 46 seconds remaining in this first half. And a 3rd and 5 here for Purdue. Remember, Purdue is going to get the football to start the second half. They won the toss and elected to defer.
Okay, so if I'm Jim Leonard, I'm tightening up my coverage. So you look down the bottoms, that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to go man. Down here at the base.
Movement early.
Jeez, they can't get out of their own way.
Full start. Offense number 88. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Cole Herdman with a false start. 3rd and 5 becomes 3rd and 10. Later on today, more football action for you on BTN and Fox. Michigan State's at Minnesota beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern under the lights. Over on FS1, Ohio State squaring off with Nebraska. All still to come on BTN and FS1 and streaming live on BTN to go and Fox Sports Go. And movement again, this time from David Steinmetz.
Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Wow.
Jeff Brom has to be a very patient man. I would be not very patient. These things are inexcusable. This is all from the neck up.
4th straight 3rd and double digits now for Purdue. This 3rd and 15. They're 1 for 5 today on 3rd down.
Okay, they backed them off. They're giving you a cover 2 look. Looks like they're going to give you, they may bring anywhere from 3 to 5 guys.
They're bringing 3. Anthrop looking for blockers. Not near enough. Down at the 42-yard line of Wisconsin.
I'd go for it. Go for it. The heck, you got 40 seconds. What's the difference? You don't get it, they're not going to drive the whole thing.
And you can run it down a little bit if you want to here. They're going to take a timeout. Purdue will use one of their 2 remaining. With 22 seconds remaining in this first half, back to the conclusion of the half in 30 seconds. Wisconsin has the lead with 22 seconds to go, but Purdue's going to go into the locker room feeling like they left a lot out there on the field in the first half, including a touchdown that they should have had after a block punt.
Well, my guy, Race Johnson, turned into Stumble Johnson. Tackles himself on the 5-yard, 10-yard line, whatever it is. That's a huge wasted opportunity. And I'm dogging the guy. I shouldn't come up with a hamstring, but geez, you got to get out of your way.
4th and 6 at the 42. Sindelar over the middle. Catch is made by Herdman, and here comes the flag.
That's going to be the right call for that official.
And there will be a targeting that'll be mentioned, I'm sure, as they make the call. TJ Edwards, as Herdman went down.
Yeah, anything in the head and neck area, they're always going to throw the flag first. And then they'll look at it. So here's Herdman with the catch. He doesn't lower his head. That's a good thing.
Targeting. Defense.
Well,
that ruling is under further review.
Yeah, I don't know if I would make this a target call. He doesn't try to dip his head. He doesn't try to kind of dip his body. He kind of catches it with his face mask.
Well, the rule reads no player shall target and initiate contact to the head or neck area of a defenseless opponent with the helmet, forearm, fist, elbow, or shoulder. Dean Blandino, our rules analyst, is in our studios and is watching this one along with us. Targeting has been an oft-discussed topic, not only this week, but throughout the college football season. Dean, what do we see in this one?
Yeah, this has definitely been a topic that we've discussed all year. The issue is whether there's forcible contact to the head or neck area, but also you have to have an indicator for targeting.
Right.
This is close. It looks like the defender, he's trying to wrap up, He's trying to make a conventional tackle. There is contact to the head neck area, and the decision ultimately is going to come down to, is there an indicator? Did he drop his head? Did he lead with the shoulder versus just trying to make a conventional tackle?
I agree with you, Dean. I don't think he does. It looks like he ends up hitting him with his face mask. He stays up. He stays up now. Is it enough to overturn the call on the field? I don't know.
That's the key. He does stay up, but there is contact to the head neck. Is there enough to overturn? If it's me looking at this, I don't see the indicator. I would change this, but I wouldn't be shocked if they stayed with the call on the field because it is a safety issue.
Yeah, and it is a borderline call. Dean Blandino, our rules analyst, thank you very much. If it is upheld, TJ Edwards will be out for the remainder of this game, but because it's the first half, won't miss time next week.
The ruling on the field of targeting is confirmed. As a result, number 53 is disqualified. The penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So the leading tackler for the last 2 seasons, TJ Edwards, will leave the game for the remainder of this
clock
one.
Will start on the snap.
Let me just say this. I'm very thankful that they didn't have this rule when I played.
I'll bet. So Edwards will leave. Ryan Conley will enter. And Purdue will have it 1st and 10 at the 20. 1 timeout remaining and 18 seconds to work with. Sindelar on the roll. Pressure comes and he throws it away.
Sindelar waited too long. He had 7 yards. Get your 7 yards on the outside. He was just sitting there wide open. So he had Little on the top side. He pulled up with the 7-yard stop. Throw the ball, get out of bounds, no big deal.
TJ Edwards, 9 tackles last week against Nebraska. Headed to the locker room. His day is done. 2nd down from the 20. Sindelar. Pressure coming. He's in trouble and he's sacked. Connor Sheehy was there. Alec James was there. And Sindelar hits the turf. 5 seconds to go in the half and a timeout.
Kevin, he had nowhere to go with that football. The only place he could go with it is throw it out the back of the end zone, which is where he needed to go. Here, look at this. Look at all this stuff, okay? So he's got to have some options to be able to throw. You have to be able to have somebody who's open. Take a look. Stop it right there. Look at this. Covered, 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 covered. Nowhere to go with the football. His option, throw it out of the end zone. Do not take a sack. Great coverage by the Badgers. So Jim Leonard, he dials up a little bit of man. He knows they have a problem getting off a man. Good call.
So now a field goal try for Spencer Evans. Dellinger missed the last attempt. Evans, who made from 36, will attempt from 44. And a timeout will be used by Wisconsin. We'll step aside for a quick 30-second timeout of our own. So Wisconsin doing their best to give Spencer Evans a little extra time to think about this field goal. He will line it up. Last year he hit an 80-yarder during practice. This is a little bit different.
Well, he was on the 20.
From 44. And timeout used again by Wisconsin.
Paul Chryst give him a lot to think about.
So one more opportunity for Spencer Evans to maul. Evans transferred in from Baylor. He was the kickoff specialist there. Walked on in Baylor in 2014, then left after 2015, went to UT Arlington, and then transferred in from Purdue, or to Purdue rather, and has split the kicking duties with J.D. Dellinger.
And all that's, all that matters?
Whether he makes his 44-yard field goal.
That's all that makes a difference. Right now, this game, this should be 17-10. But it's not.
It is not.
So this 6 points is big right here. Get your 6 points. You're still in this thing.
Paul Chryst has one more timeout.
kid jumped again.
Movement again.
This is like beyond belief.
False start. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Grant Hermans.
All right. I don't want to sound like I'm sounding right now. It's just very frustrating for me. But those type of penalties are all mental. Have your head into the game. It's just, to me, I don't understand it.
So now a 44-yard try becomes a 49-yard try. And the kick by Evans after all that is right down the middle.
Good for him. A big kick.
With a lot of leg extra behind it as well. And that is how the first half comes to a close. Spencer Evans draws Purdue within 11. The Boilermakers will get the football to start the second half. And Jonathan Taylor, looking ahead to his second half, needs 84 yards to run his way into history. He can get 1,000 yards in his first 6 games. Needs 84 to do it. Halftime score, Wisconsin 17, Purdue 6. So far, good first half. Wisconsin 17, Purdue 6. As we welcome you back for the start of the second half, Kevin Kugler alongside Matt Millen. Time to check in with Lisa Byington, who is the third member of our crew. She's had the chance to catch up with both coaches.
Yeah, belief in execution. That's the message Purdue's Jeff Braun gave to his team headed into the locker room. He said, look, this is the battle that we have faced all season long, and the belief that we are better than what we are. He said, I am aggravated by the false starts, in particular because we have worked on that all week. And maybe no surprise, too. He will go with Elijah Sindelar, continue to go with him here to start the second half. Paul Chryst in Wisconsin, just an injury update for them. Backup defensive end Isaiah Laudermilk is questionable with the left leg here in the second half.
All right, Lise, thanks very much. Wisconsin. What is that? Watching Wisconsin football's gotten to become a habit?
Dun-dun-dun. He'll be here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
Ready to kick it off. Zach Hitz. Purdue will start with the football as we get this second half underway. And the kickoff will go through the end zone for the touchback. So out to the 25 comes Elijah Sindelar and company. Another good kickoff. Zach Hitz keeping our eye on the skies here in Madison, Wisconsin. And there's, of course, rain all throughout the area. Madison right there at the top of your screen. And the rain, large part, staying to the south of Madison right now. Knock on wood, that's where it will stay. Sindelar and the Boilermaker offense from the 25 to start. Here's Worship with the carry. Able to shrug off the tackle from Jacobs and get 5 to the 30-yard line. Ryan Conley finishing him off.
He'll take 5 yards on first down every time. That's just, all they're doing there is motioning another guy out of the box and going 5-on-6 to the inside.
Hopkins will motion. On second down, Sindelar, low throw, incomplete. Knocked out of the hands of Mahungu by Nick Nelson.
Nicely played by Nelson. Got his hands back inside. Sets up the 2nd and 5. So this is a down. This is what Purdue has to be able to convert right here. It's 3rd and manageable. Got the 5 yards. Now, if I'm Jim Leonard, the defensive coordinator for Wisconsin, tighten this coverage up a little bit. Make him have to be pinpoint accurate with the ball.
Just 1 for 6 on 3rd down this afternoon.
Tight coverage.
Sindelar on the roll. Pressure picked up. Going to try to run for it. And Sindelar diving forward for the first down. Second scramble we've seen from Sindelar for a first down.
Yeah, but he was decisive. And so he made a decision that he could beat Chris Orr to the edge, and it was right. Orr just about gets him, but he outruns him, picks up the first down. That's all you have to do.
First down at the 36. Cole Herdman, the motion man. Worship gets the inside carry. Not much there, maybe a yard.
Yeah, so they know they can't handle this defensive line straight up. So what they're doing, Kevin, is they're trying to counter things. Start one way, come back another. Trying to get an edge. Trying to get an angle is what they're trying to do.
Second down and 9. Backside pressure coming. Sindelar being chased. Jacobs got it. Long way to go, but Leon Jacobs got there, and it brings up 3rd and long. Today's United States Marine Corps leader of the game is Wisconsin senior defensive end Connor Sheehy. Academic All-Big Ten pick, of course, excelling in the classroom and on the field. He was 3rd team All-Big Ten last year on the field. The team captain and personal finance major, our United States Marine Corps leader of the game. 3rd and 7 at the 39. Sindelar one-on-one on the sideline, and it's knocked away. Carrier Williams out there on the coverage against Jared Sparks, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's all Garrett Dooley. Garrett Dooley lined up on the left side and gave pressure on the top. Now that looks like he got his arm in there a little bit, but I like that's called good defense. From another perspective, they'd say.
From the offense's perspective, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, Garrett Dooley got nice pressure on that. Took an inside move off the right tackle and beat him.
Joe Shopper to punt it away. Good punt. Nick Nelson drifting back to the 9. Nelson, a little crease, spins out of a tackle, and Nelson down at the 29. Sparks on the stop. Badgers football when we return. 12:18 to go in the 3rd. Badgers over the football with a first down and 10 at their own 29-yard line, and the quest for 1,006 games for Jonathan Taylor continues as he picks up 3 to the 32-yard line. Garrett Hudson on the stop, and we'll update you on the progress. Jonathan Taylor trying to become the first FBS true freshman in history to reach 1,000 yards in his first 6 games. By my math, he needs 81 yards to do it. Right now, the record is 7. Marshall Faulk, Adrian Peterson, Emmett Smith all did it in 7 games as freshmen. Taylor trying to knock them from the record books. Another carry for Taylor and a big hit as he's down at the 34-yard line, picks up 2. He's matched his average, which leads the Big Ten and leads all FBS freshmen at 152 yards.
Yeah, they brought Bailey, Marcus Bailey, number 21, that outside linebacker that team, and brought it right into the middle of that. So it's going to set up this 3rd down. Now, 3rd down, Hornibrook has been excellent because of the protection. They've had no pressure on the quarterback at all.
He leads the FBS, does Alex Hornibrook, in quarterback rating in the second half of games this year. 3rd and 5, pressure coming. Hornibrook in trouble. Got rid of it. First down and more. Somehow Hornibrook able to stay up and find Ibrahim for the first to midfield.
Now that's impressive. That's a big-time play by Alex Hornibrook. He's going down and has the wherewithal to be able to still make this thing. He's fading away. Ball comes out. That is well done. Izuchukwu had him. Boy, he may have been down. Now the knee wasn't down. The shin was down. Yeah, so that's excellent job by Hornibrook. Right there.
The ruling on the field was a completed pass. That ruling is under further review.
Yeah, they're going to look at it one more time, but I think that angle looks pretty clear right there. So while they take a look at this, we'll lean on our rules analyst, Dean Blandino, back with us in our studios in Los Angeles. All right, Dean, the ruling on the field obviously was a completed pass and that Alex Hornibrook was not down before getting rid of the football. How do you see it?
Yeah, so what they're looking at is, look, anything above the ankle will put the player down. So you're looking at the shin, the side of the calf. This is really close. It was ruled that he was knocked down. I don't see this as being clear and obvious that he was. They're taking a good look at this. But again, it's anything above the ankle prior to that ball being released would put the player down.
Dean, is this one of those situations where had they called him down, it would be equally as hard to reverse that call?
Well, if they ruled him down, that's a good question. If they ruled him down on the field, it wouldn't even go to replay because the play is over at that point. You can't make it an incomplete pass or a completed pass once the ruling on the field is that the quarterback was down.
Dean Blandino, our rules analyst. Here's the word from the field.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a completed pass stands. First down.
And just as Dean said, hard to see that indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. So it is a first down at midfield for the Wisconsin Badgers, and Paul Christ's unit getting a big play once more from Alex Hornibrook. Told you he leads the FBS in the second half in quarterback rating, and he's been so good this year in key downs. Third down, and of course in the second half. On first down and 10 at midfield. Jonathan Taylor back to work. Shifty as he gets himself down to the 40-yard line, a 10-yard gain. Marcus Bailey on the tackle. That's the 30th run this year of 10 yards or more for Jonathan Taylor. Fourth one today. And he just continues to impress. This true freshman, Big Ten's rushing leader, two-time offensive player of the week, including last week when he put 249 up against Nebraska. This is A.J. Taylor trying to get to the edge. Good play made out there by Josh Okonye. Taylor will get a couple and a flag down on the sidelines.
Sideline warning. Purdue. Second down.
Second down coming up. Alex Hornibrook, 231.4 in the passer rating. 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's just in the second half this year. Nobody better from a passer rating standpoint in all of college football at the Division 1A level than is Alex Hornibrook. Second and 8 at the 38. Taylor again, trying to get himself skinny in the hole. Just that little slide to the 31-yard line. Jalen Robinson on the stop. And it's third down and 1. They'll rotate in Shaw, now a tailback. Over 160 yards now is Taylor on the day. Now 171 is the official total for Jonathan Taylor with that carry. Third down and 1. And the give to Austin Ramish. And the fullback getting the carry and getting the first down to the 29. And the ground game continues. Nick Holt's defense trying to find a stop, trying to find that penetration that they had in the first half and some key run plays to stymie the Badgers a couple of different possessions. From the 29, Shaw. Flag down as Shaw is down at the 24-yard line. Robinson on the tackle. No Chris James today at the running back spot for Wisconsin. A little thinner there than usual. So it's been Taylor and Shaw for the most part.
Holding. Offense number 49. 10 yards to the previous spot. Repeat first down.
That's the tight end, Kyle Peniston, called for the hold. Just got a hold of Jacob Thieneman on the outside. Thursday, BTN brings you 6 full hours of Big Ten basketball media day coverage. See all 14 coaches' press conferences, plus Dave Repson and John Crispin will talk with players and coaches live from Madison Square Garden. Coverage begins Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern, right here on BTN, and streaming live on BTN To Go. First down at 20. Hornibrook all day again. Shaw underneath. And good tackle made by Garrett Hudson, who's had a solid game today for Purdue. Hudson with the stop of the 33.
Yeah, not an easy thing to do, Kevin. So what he did really well there is he took something away, the inside, and gave him one way to go. And he came from inside out. That's well done by Hudson.
Second and 14. Hornibrook with time again to the sideline. Broken tackle, and Cephas with a first down and a flag in late. DeJuan Hunt had a chance to bring him down. He shrugged Hunt off, and Izuchukwu came over to finish him off.
During the run, illegal block in the back, number 9 on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. The yardage is enough for a first down.
Rashid Ibrahim with the illegal
Correction,
block.
second down.
Would have been a first down, but here's the block.
Yeah, so they get Izuchukwu, and they actually help him.
Pushing him into him.
There's John Settle, running back coach right there. He's a heck of a player. He played for the Falcons. He had 1,000-yard rushes. That was a good football player, and he's excellent coach.
So now 2nd and 8 after all that at the 27. Taylor back in at running back. Play clock at 2 as Taylor gets the carry.
Nicely done.
Penetration again from Juwan Bentley.
Bentley blew that thing up. Juwan Bentley, he's 260 pounds, he's 6'2". He's still learning this thing. But as he's reading this offense, he's figuring out, look, the aggressive part, getting up the field, it really works. If you attack them before they attack you, you'll beat this block in the backfield. And that's exactly what he's doing. That's a nice play.
Now 3rd and 7. Ibrahim in the backfield. And we've got whistles and a flag.
Ball start. Offense number 61. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Biadish with the false start. One more look at the last run.
I want you to watch Juwan Bentley. Okay, this is what you have to be able to do. You have to be aggressive, come down hard, so he takes the block off. He still works off of it, and then makes it. So what he does is he forces you as a runner to make a decision instead of the runner making you have to make the decision.
3rd and 12 now. Third down has been Quintez Cephas early this season. They'll try to throw the inside screen, and it's taken away. Izuchukwu on the run.
He's got to wait.
Hornibrook, the last guy to get there, and he shoves him out inside the 30-yard line.
He needed to be patient for Juwan Bentley to get there to make the block. He could still be running. There was 2 guys there who had an opportunity to be able to block him. Hornibrook, hey, that's a great job by Hornibrook, making the tackle. But if you're a defender, man, read your keys, keep your eyes open. You have a chance for 6 points. Watch this thing. Gonna bounce up in the air. Izuchukwu's right there on top of it, so he gets the pick. Now he's taking off and run. Now, he got this. All he had to do is slow down. slow down just a tad and let you get by with a little help from your friends. Somebody wrote that one time.
That was very similar to the interception Chris Orr had that caromed off the Nebraska running back last week. He took it in for a touchdown. Sindelar on the give to Sparks. Sparks wanted to throw back to Sindelar. Now going to have to run. And Sparks down to the 26-yard line, picks up 2 yards. Jacobs and Dixon were there.
Yeah, and that's a good decision by him for not throwing it, because Sindelar was covered right away. They were all over that thing. I think it was Garrett Dooley, maybe number 5, dropped off in coverage and saw it right away. Really good job of defense.
Purdue not afraid to work a little razzle-dazzle or trick play into their offense from time to time. 2nd and 8 at the 26. Jones to the short side. Still fighting and pushes the pile to the 23. First man there was Garrett Dooley.
All right, they need a play here. With Jeff Brom's history, he show a little razzle-dazzle. Every now and then he'll bundle them. Maybe he'll come up with something else right here. Because conventionally they've not been moving this. They have not had good protection. They're not separating with receivers. So if you got a little bit of twist, maybe now's the time to do it.
2 for 8 on 3rd down today. Sindelar off the fingertips of Jackson Anthrop. 4th down.
Good call, too. He needed to be more accurate with that ball. Anthrop had the route run perfect. Brom knows it. The ball was not as accurate as it should have been. Just a little bit too much. Better throw, and he's got a 1st down.
So now J.D. Dellinger comes on for the 4th field goal try of the day for Purdue. Dellinger's 0 for 1. Spencer Evans is 2 for 2. This from 40 to try to bring the Boilermakers within 1 score. Snap and hold are good. The kick by Dellinger is good. And Purdue on the road hanging around late in the 3rd quarter. Down by 8 with 4:07 to go. 8-point ball game. Purdue on the road trying to stick with the 7th-ranked Badgers. Remember, already 2 top 10 teams have gone down to an unranked foe this weekend. Clemson and Washington State. And Purdue now within 8. 4:07 still to play in the 3rd. Davis, the deep man, awaiting the kickoff. And another kickoff well into the end zone for the touchback. Out to the 25 come the Badgers. Up by 8 points. Quick timeout here in Madison. A lot of credit given to Purdue. They fell behind 14-0 in this game, but they've figured out a way to stay alive as the Badgers go back to work on offense. 1st down. Hornibrook to the air on 1st down on the rollout. Too tall for A.J. Taylor. It's a 17-9 game map, but it could be even closer.
It should be closer. Here's the key play right here. So Hudson's going to get the block. It's picked up by Johnson, and right in the middle of it, he pulls a hamstring. I mean, of all the things, right? And so they end up getting only 3 points out of this. Oh, they missed the field goal right there.
So they get nothing out of that.
Nothing out of that.
What should have been a touchdown ends up a 0. And you see the stats, 2 turnovers, but only 3 points off the turnovers for Purdue. 2nd down, Shaw the carry. Shaw to the outside, and Jallo with the tackle at the 31.
Okay, so it's under 4 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. This is a big play right here. Okay, so to me, get the game plan, get him on the field. I want Taylor in here. I'm getting this 1st down. We're going to go back to whatever we had to do. It doesn't matter. Go counter OF, go counter whatever, go gap scheme. But you're getting this 1st down because we've got to run this clock and we got to get points.
Taylor back out there. 172 yards on the afternoon. Averaging 10 yards per carry on 3rd and 4. The 1st down and more. Taylor still fighting. Works his way to the 40-yard line. He needed 4. He got 9 and a first down. And the chase for history continues for the true freshman Jonathan Taylor. This is his 6th game played. Quest for 1,000 in his first 6 games. Nobody's ever done it as a true freshman in FBS football. He needs 52 yards to nudge names like Emmitt Smith, Adrian Peterson, Marshall Faulk right out of the record book.
Ride him. He's the guy. And let's not kid ourselves. Hand him the ball, finish this game. That's what you do if you're Wisconsin.
Here he is again. Little reversal to find yardage. And with more on Jonathan Taylor, let's check in with Lisa.
Well, Ron Dayne is one of his biggest fans. In fact, he told me here at halftime, he said, look, I text him every week and I say, make sure the guys up front are happy. That's one of the most important things as a running back. He knows where his bread is buttered. But he says, you know what, I have a greater appreciation for the records that he could break now than probably his teammates do in what he's accomplishing. And in true Ron Dayne fashion, his favorite Jonathan Taylor run, how about running over players from the big back?
Well, and he may be the best freshman running back at Wisconsin since Jonathan Taylor. And I realize that's what I'm saying because there have been some good ones in between. Here's Taylor again. And Taylor with a first down. You had Ron Dayne. You had a bunch of guys in between. Melvin Gordon, so many others.
He's stronger than Gordon. He's the best of them.
And
he
Taylor
has better speed. He is elusive. He has great runner's patience. Just a fresh, he's 18 years old. Talking to him yesterday, we talked about how mature he was. Ask him, like, who do you like to watch? He does, like, boy, Saquon Barkley. He does things that are special good. Well, this kid does special good stuff, too.
Heisman talk's got to start coming his direction, doesn't it, man?
Yeah, it's there. I mean, he's doing it.
194 on the day. Shaw with the carry. And on first down, Shaw to the 46. And crowd getting excited here in Madison because they're looking up at the clock, seeing a minute 15 and counting to go in the third. They know jump around is coming up in just a little bit at Camp Randall.
Did they realize how much we shake up here when that happens?
They don't seem to care. And in fact, they found out you were up here and they said, let's make it shake more.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll show the whole jump around to you. It actually started against Purdue. First time it ever happened was October 10th of 1998 against the Boilermakers. So maybe a little extra jumpiness with Purdue back in town. Hornibrook looking deep for Cephas. He's got him. Cephas at the 10. And Quintez Cephas out of bounds, shy of the 5.
Oh, Big Q had himself a nice game here today, didn't he? Nice route, gets to the middle of the field. Hornibrook puts the ball where he had. Underthrown just a tad. He's got to wait on it. He throws that one out. Q might still be running.
Fourth catch of the day for Quintez Cephas. This one goes 41 yards. Alex Hornibrook liking his big game sophomore. 93 yards receiving on the day for Cephas. First down and goal. Taylor back in the backfield. Taylor with the carry. And Taylor down at the 4. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Back with the jump around in a moment. Wisconsin with a 17-9 lead as we start the fourth quarter. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Lisa Byington, our entire BTN crew here today. It's time for today's Dr. Pepper Craveable Moment. It's one of the best traditions in college football. It's something that everyone looks forward to at Camp Randall Stadium. It started in 1998 against Purdue. It's time to jump around in Madison. That's just fun. I mean, that's all that is just fun. What a great time. The jump around as we start off the fourth quarter here in Madison. 15 minutes to go and a 17-9 lead for the Badgers as they try to punch this one in on second down and goal. Full house backfield. Taylor again. Taylor lost the football. Ball loose at the 5-yard line, and Purdue saying they have it. They do. Lorenzo Neal. The rip and the recovery. The fourth time this year that they've recovered a fumble inside their own 10-yard line.
Timeout for an injured player.
Eddie Wilson for the second time today, slow to get up. Wilson still down, but Jonathan Taylor coughs it up at the 5-yard line. Watch it again. Lorenzo Neal battling and jars it loose with the left hand. Neal recovers. Purdue football. Rough for Eddie Wilson, who goes to the bench for Purdue at the end of that play that results in a turnover back to the Boilermakers within one score with the football early fourth quarter. And the give up the middle to DJ Knox, and Knox with 10 yards to the 15-yard line. Let's go back and look one more time at what happens with Eddie Wilson.
Yeah, you can take a good look at his left ankle. You're going to see it right there. It's going to get... Yeah, they're not supposed to bend that way. There's the ball out, and there's Lorenzo Neal. Of course, his dad, big Lorenzo Neal Sr., was an awesome fullback in the NFL for years.
On first down, again, it's Knox. Slips through a hole and picked up 9.
DJ Knox, if he just stays up there, he could be off the race. He's got some quicks now. He can pick him up and put him down. He's got a little bit of big play capability, and you just need to give him the space to get to. Not a real big kid. He's like 5'7", but he's put together pretty good. Can take a little bit of a pounding. Great quickness.
Already picking up 20 yards to dig out of that hole. And Knox again with a first down. Conley on the stop. Remember, no TJ Edwards was ejected in the first half, right at the end of the first half, for targeting. So Conley has had to play the bulk of this second half, and he's a good one. You're not getting a huge drop off there. Right. Conley came in with 22 tackles this year.
No, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's a disciplined player. He's good in pass protection. I mean, pass drops, understands zones and stuff. Knows all the calls. Not going to be, but he's not Edwards.
Play action, Sindelar over the middle, diving attempt by Hopkins, and he makes the catch.
Well, that's a tough catch. Good catch, down low, but he grabbed it the wrong way. Hopkins, look at this. So he has control, hands are underneath it. Oh, he dropped it. Yeah. Dropped it right there.
Purdue trying to get up to the line and snap it quick, but they're not going to. This is going to be stopped.
The ruling on the field was a completed pass. That ruling is under further review.
That ruling is going to get reversed.
Yeah, he grabbed it weird. I don't know how look at his hands. Watch his hands here, see.
Yeah,
he's
right.
good there. Keep your one hand underneath, but it rolls as he's going. Now, he may have had that other one underneath. I don't know. It's tough.
One more look at it from this angle. And you're going to see all of the reviews that our officials are going to see as well.
It looks like it comes out.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's control. He would have it. Look, the ball can still touch the ground if he maintains control. I don't know if he did. In order to maintain that control, he would have to demonstrate no movement with the ball. And it looks like the ball moves.
That last angle that we had a moment ago really looked like it moved as he turned his hands, as you mentioned it, Matt, in sort of an awkward way. Now, what you're seeing everything that the replay booth is seeing, so you're seeing some of the angles and the zooms that they're asking to see.
Yeah, right. You keep going right there. That's right. That's where he loses control right there. And that's where I think it's a drop ball. Again, what do you notice? Defender right on top of him. So all they're doing to Sindelar is making him have to be absolutely perfect with the ball. Now this, to me, should have been a catch. I think he got his hands screwed up, didn't get him underneath, and we'll see what happens.
TV producers and directors all across the country watching this going, oh, I don't like when you put a fuzzy shot on the air, but that's what they're seeing from replay. They want to see it to try to get a zoom in. This is the angle that I thought showed more movement than anything else, man.
Yeah, so you can't tell if that right hand is under and how far that left hand is. Now, clearly it's touching the ground right there. You can see the tip of it is touching.
After further review, it was an incomplete pass.
There you go.
As a result, it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 26-yard line. Please adjust the game clock to 13 minutes, 26 seconds.
I saw the notepad come out while we were looking at those replay reviews, and as Mike Pereira taught us, that's the key. You got to watch when the colleague of the white hat, whoever that happens to be at that moment, is standing next to him. They pull out the notebook and start adjusting things. Usually means it's getting reversed. 2nd and 10 at the 26. On play action, late pressure coming. Sindelar on the run, and it's knocked away.
Great coverage again. Nowhere to go. Tyndall's right there. It's good coverage by Tyndall. Look, this secondary all game long has been money. Nobody has run away from them. They've given very little separation. Watch him close at the end of this. Sees the ball, get after it. Really well done. I'll tell you, Jamerson, number 12, that safety, he is really going to be good. He's got a chance.
Sindelar 0 for 5 in the second half. Gets 3rd and 10. And movement again.
Here's a shock. They moved.
Ball start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Quick check in our studios in Chicago with Rick Bezo. Rick?
We got a game in College Park. Terps cutting into the deficit. Max Bortenschlager to Tavon Jacobs. It's 27-21. Maryland has just intercepted Northwestern in the end zone. Terps have the ball back.
Wow. So that one's gotten tight. We've gotten tight here in Madison. But a big 3rd and 15 now for Purdue. 5th time they face 3rd and 10 or more. They'll set up the screen to Knox. Knox breaks 2 tackles and gets the 1st down.
That's what I'm talking about. You get him in space like that, he has the speed and elusiveness. Now, he was in a foot race there with James. And James just about got him. And just watch this. James gets on his horse, just misses him. As does, was that Dooley?
Conley.
Big play by DJ Knox.
From the 41, Sindelar to the sideline, and Mahungu couldn't adjust enough around Dante Carrier-Williams to make the play.
It was the right throw. They go back shoulder on that. He's up on top of you. Throw it behind him. Mahungu's got to do a better job of coming back underneath that. Sindelar threw it to the right spot. This has turned into a nice game here, Kev.
Really has.
I mean, realistically, look, they're not close, these teams. This is not speaking well to Wisconsin, but it's speaking loudly for the job Jeff Bromman's done with this Purdue team.
Sindelar again to the air. A 1st down into Badger territory at the 45 goes Gregory Phillips. Nelson on the coverage as the rain starts to fall in Madison.
Yeah, and so does the pace, which is nice. I like this. Pick the pace up. They didn't snap the ball. You get them off foul. Come on, snap it. There you go. Should have been a flag.
The toss to Markel Jones, and I believe this stopped before it started. The flag is down on the 21-yard line for an extra man.
They tried to call it. I think Paul Chryst tried to call a timeout, but the flag was down. So here's the rule.
Prior to the snap, charge timeout, Wisconsin.
Okay, so they got away with
first
it.
of the half.
He gave it to him.
Step aside quickly. 12:45 to go, and a tight one here in Madison. Madison up there in the upper right corner, Matt, and you see what's coming behind it. Rain on the way. We hope that red and yellow stuff would dissipate.
Green's okay. That's just wet.
Yeah. Wisconsin really hurting itself today in this one. 3 turnovers, a blocked punt, 8 penalties. And now first down and 10. It's Knox trying to get to the outside, and this Badger defense trying to stand up. Minimal gain from DJ Knox. And really, the Badgers have kind of been their own worst enemy in this game, Matt, with miscues that are somewhat uncharacteristic of this Badger team.
Well, you can see the block. It should have been resulted in points. It didn't. They got the penalties, and the 3 turnovers are the big ones. But with that, this defense has kept them in the game. This defense, you know, has only given up 9 points here so far. Now's the time where they have to play their best defense.
Sindelar with time, batted down at the line. Connor Sheehy got his paw on that one to swat it down.
So here they come on the 3rd down. So you got to get off the field on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 10. So you've been able to get good pressure. You've been able to have good coverage. So right here, I'm going to go with a little bit of a mix. So I'm going to go with a matchup zone, or I'm going to stay man, but I want to bring pressure because I want Sindelar to feel it and make a bad decision.
Sindelar, pressure up the middle. Sindelar looking down the sideline, caught but out of bounds. Dakota Dixon had the ball in his hands, didn't pull it in. Looking for Isaac Zico along the sidelines, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, well, the coverage was, there's a shot all over it. So they can't run away from anybody. But Jeff, you know, that's okay. Live for another down, that's okay. But for Wisconsin defensively, they did exactly what they needed to do. They only brought 4, but they went man. Nobody ran away from anybody. Live for another down.
Joe Schopper to punt it away. Short punt. Nelson calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 14-yard line. 12:01 to go in the 4th. Jonathan Taylor going to try to run off the 12 minutes himself. Eddie Wilson will not return. That's the report from the Purdue sidelines, out for the remainder of the day. That's a loss in that defensive line for the Boilermakers. On first down, Bradrick Shaw out there to start off this possession, and Shaw twists down to the 18 as we go down to Lisa Byington.
Yeah, Kevin, even without Wilson, a lot of energy here on this defensive sideline. We're in this was the shouts and the exclamations in the last series that they were out. I mean, as this team is continuing to gain confidence, the longer they stay in it, this defense thinks that they can win this here for Purdue.
Well, they need one possession that turns into points. And they need one stop here. 2nd down and 6. Delayed handoff to Shaw, and all over that was Jacob Thieneman.
That's a nice call by Nick Holt, the defensive coordinator. He brought Thieneman off the edge, came clean. Nobody picked him up. Makes a tackle in the backfield, sets up this 3rd down. Really well done. Nice call. You're going to see him right there. He's just going to do a nice little sneak job here. They're going to try to go with a lead, kind of a lead draw delay. Thieneman does a nice job, and it's cleaned up right there by Lorenzo Neal.
So now on 3rd and 7, Garrett Groshek in at running back.
They got to get a rush somehow. And they don't.
Barney Brook with all day to throw, but he throws too tall for Davis.
That's all they
Marcus Bailey had a little late pressure, but it's 4th down. And there's an injured player, and it's Davis.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
So Purdue gets off the field. That's huge right there.
We did not see Jonathan Taylor at any point in that possession.
To me, I would have closed it out right there with him.
Fumbled his last carry
Full media timeout
at the 5. And while they tend to Danny Davis, the freshman from Springfield, Ohio, we're going to step aside. Rain continuing to fall here. Football on BTN, brought to you in part by State Farm, here to help life go right. And by Textron Off-Road, power, performance, precision, it's in our blood. Danny Davis, a moment ago, headed to the sidelines. Tried to put some weight on his left leg and then asked for help to the sidelines, and then they put him in that little pop-up tent on the sidelines to tend to his injury. Lottie, the punt. Anthrop from the 40-yard line, and Anthrop blown up. Tyndall was right on the doorstep. Anthrop didn't call the fair catch, and Tyndall made him pay the price.
Tyndall looks like he got a little bit of Came up a little slow there. But look, he doesn't break stride. That's what you should do. Run right through it. Really well done by Tindall. And Anthrop, you got to have a little courage back there. Know you're going to get hit. Take the hit. Nicely done by Tindall.
Excellent play on special teams. But now, good field position for Purdue at their 39-yard line.
Tindall's not on the field right now.
He intended to on that sideline.
I go after the guy, whoever that is.
A little option play. Jones trying to get to the edge, and Jones to the 42-yard line. Jacobs on the stop. Tindall coming back out there now for the Badgers.
Conley did a really nice job in that, just feathering that whole thing out, getting down the line square, not giving them anywhere to go. This is a very disciplined Wisconsin defense. It's fun to watch them. They play well.
2nd and 7. Sindelar. Juggling catch made by Gregory Phillips and a first down at the 46 of Wisconsin.
They're doing the right thing. That time went right after him again. Phillips got the nice catch. A little bit of pace right here.
Toss play, Jones. Jones down to the 42-yard line. Maybe the 41, a pickup of 5. Joe Ferguson out there on the stop. And Ferguson stays on his seat for the moment. He'll head to the sidelines. The grandson of athletic director Barry Alvarez.
This is a big deal right here for Purdue. This is a huge drive. This could define their season right here.
Chance against the 7th-ranked and unbeaten Badgers. 2nd and 5 of the 41. A flea flicker. Sindelar will throw it short to Hopkins. Hopkins will turn it into a long play. Hopkins out of bounds near the 10.
Nicely done by Jamerson. He forced that play. If Hopkins goes back inside, he's got a chance for 6. But look, a great play call by Jeff Brom. Throws it back inside. They're knocking on the door, boys.
1st and goal at the 10. Down 8 in the 4th. Jones works it to the 8. Alec James on the tackle. 2nd down and goal.
All right, this is what great defenses, this is where somebody makes a play. Somebody's got to suck it up right now. Somebody's got to take over this game for this Wisconsin defense. They have the guys. Nobody knows who's going to do it. This is why you prepare and practice for stuff right like this.
2nd and goal at the 8. Sindelar with time. Nobody open. In trouble. Sindelar intercepted. Jacobs with the pick on the sideline.
What I tell you, time for somebody to make a play. Nobody knows who it is. But you prepare for moments like this.
Intercepted at the sideline. First down.
He got pressure. Sindelar got pressure. I thought he was going to make the right decision, try to throw it away. Instead, he throws the pick. That's the difference between winning teams and losing teams.
They'll look at it again just to confirm.
Great play by Jake. Great play.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's a pick. That's a pick, and that's a great play.
Purdue turns it over. Another chance lost.
It's a full meet.
It's been a wild ride through the career for Leon Jacobs, but maybe the biggest play of his career right there as he comes up with the interception inside the 10-yard line to turn Sindelar and Purdue away. And now the Badgers going to work.
Hand the ball off. He needs 40 yards, and this...
Taylor to the 14. Today's Eat Street fastest delivery. We saw it just a moment ago. Sindelar and the interceptions, Leon Jacobs.
You've got to throw that ball away. That's Eat Street's fastest delivery, but that's also the fastest way to get out of a game. Throw it away. Throw it away.
Same thing every Purdue fan yelled at their television set when that happened.
Yeah, I'd be one frustrated Jeff Brom if I were him.
Hornibrook on 2nd down. A little pressure.
Nice.
Hornibrook in
Well
trouble,
done.
and he's sacked.
Good
Back
coverage.
at the 11.
really good coverage. He's looking down the middle of the field, has double coverage on the top side, nothing to go to. He can't go anywhere. And so because of that, here's the top. Look, he's staying on top of it. Really well done. Safety turns. Quintez Cephas has nowhere to go, and so now it shuts down. That's an excellent job. Because they don't have the pass rushers, I'm telling you. But they got a rush, and they're setting up 3rd and long.
Pretty good bounce back by this Purdue defense, Matt. It was 14-0.
Look, Jeff Brom has done a phenomenal job with the psyche of this team.
Hornibrook on 3rd and long. Caught, first down. And it's Kendrick Pryor, who has missed all of the year after a moped accident, comes back and makes his first catch in a huge moment.
Yeah, huge moment. But Hornibrook is money on this play. That ball is on the money, and it's got some zip on it. Great anticipation. That was well done.
How about that redshirt freshman? Everybody knows what he's been through on that Wisconsin sideline. They were all excited to give him a little love when he got over there. Big moment.
That was a nice throw by Hornibrook.
On first down, here's Taylor. Taylor, a little crease. Taylor fights for a first down to the 42. Marcus Bailey on the tackle. 3rd game this year that Jonathan Taylor has crested the 200-yard mark in rushing.
Needs about 30 yards to get that 1,000.
As we update, 27 yards, and he'll become the first true freshman in FBS history to get 1,000 yards in his first 6 games. 2:06 on the afternoon, on the heels of 2:49 last week.
Counter.
And Taylor is stymied. He needs an extra yard on top of that now after Lorenzo Neal got into the backfield.
I think Purdue's seen that play enough to realize when they see that guard block down, you better go attack it.
And here comes Taylor off the field for the moment. Trying to nudge aside Emmitt Smith, Marshall Falk, Adrian Peterson, former Badger P.J. Hill, Jamario Thomas of North Texas. They did it in 7 games. So if he doesn't get it today, he's certainly going to join that group. But he's trying to get it today and set the record. On 2nd and 11, Groshek taking the snap. And Garrett Groshek gets the first down and more.
Groshek. Just look at that. That's a perfect tough guy name. Groshek.
Not a surprise to see him take a snap, a former high school quarterback.
Yeah, but look at how he runs. He runs like a Groshek. Just go get some good tough yards, run people over, get out of the way. Here comes another one, I'll run through you. I like that.
Got the Dave Craig Award as the top quarterback at Amherst High School in his senior year. It's a big first down again.
You can't be a quarterback and be named Groshek.
Here's Taylor. Fights through a little opening to the 35.
You take away that first big run that he had, and this Purdue defense has actually done pretty well with him.
67 yards on that touchdown run that gave him a 7-0 lead. That was on about the 3rd play of the game. He's at 211 on the day. 3rd time this year. Incidentally, all 3 of his 200-yard games have been on BTN.
And, oh, by the way, every one of them have been us.
Somebody likes us now.
Don't go that far.
Probably not. Here's Taylor again, and Taylor caught from behind at the 37-yard line, a loss of 2. That's Marcus Bailey, whose name we've called a lot today. Without T.J. McCollum on the field, Bailey's played a bigger role.
And he's been productive. He's made some plays in the pass rush game. He's made some plays coming off of blitzes on the outside. Played a good, solid game. And now here we go. Here's his 3rd down. You got to get off the field, Purdue. So the same thing applies. Somebody make a play.
Seven for 11 on 3rd down today. Hornibrook To the sideline, and Cephas, Quintez Cephas with a first down. 62% of his yards coming into the game were on third down, the most in FBS football, and Quintez Cephas does it again on third.
Yeah, Q did a great job there. Knew where the sticks were, came back to the ball, and Hornibrook put some mustard on that thing too. That ball was where it had to be. That was really well done.
What a comfort for Alex Hornibrook to have a guy develop like Quintez Cephas that you can count on to gain the yardage you need on third down. Groshek, the running back. And Groshek with a hole. Groshek, another first down. Bailey saves a touchdown at the 16.
Good tough running up inside. That's well blocked. Well blocked by that offensive line, and Groshek just a little bit of patience. Stays behind his blocker.
th play of the drive coming up here.
2 minutes left with Newville. That was a nice job with Newville, 85, leading that way.
Purdue's going to have to start using their timeouts with Taylor back in. They have all three remaining. Taylor the carry. And Taylor down to the 13-yard line. Izuchukwu and Bentley on the tackle, and there's timeout number 1 used by Purdue. We'll step aside for a quick 30-second timeout of our own. 1:44 remaining in the fourth. Wisconsin 17, Purdue 9. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Lisa Byington, our BTN crew, and Rainey Madison. 2nd and 7 at the 13-yard line with 1:44 to go.
Nick Holt said his team would fight him, and they have been. They've been giving him everything they had.
This drive has taken 6.5 minutes off the clock. 12th play right here. A give to Taylor. Taylor inside the 10, and Taylor down to the 8. Timeout used by Purdue. A yard shy of the first. A huge third down coming up in 30 seconds. Jeff Brom told us that the turning point he thought was that Louisville game at halftime. His team started to believe they could do what they hoped they could do this year. Is he going to walk out of this game if they fall short feeling like it's a turning point or a lost opportunity?
Lost opportunity. They had chances. They had their chance in this game. I mean, even with 8 minutes or 9 minutes to go in the game.
2nd and goal, and they throw an interception that has turned into this. A march by Wisconsin, and now 3rd and 2 at the 8. Taylor's fumbled once in this area today. Gets the carry on 3rd and 2, and Taylor fighting down to the 6. Very close to the first down. Garrett Hudson on the tackle.
Timeout, Purdue.
And Purdue uses its final timeout as he stopped short of the first down.
The result for the play is a first down.
No, he's not. It is a first down. And a 1st and goal now for Wisconsin, and Purdue has used all of its timeouts. So a 1st down and goal. All right, so the first down is at the 6-yard line, right in that area there. Watch this carry by Jonathan Taylor. Does he get progress to the 6? Looks like that last little surge
The Purdue coach
might
is
get in there,
challenging the
but they're going to
spot
challenge
on the
the
field.
spot. And what do you have to lose right now if you're Jeff Brom other than to challenge this play? And they're going to challenge the spot. He needed the 6-yard line. And they're going to challenge this one here to see if they can find anything that would indicate he stopped behind the 6-yard line and would turn a first down into a 4th down. Remember, this started after the Jacobs interception. Purdue was marching towards the goal line and a potential game-tying touchdown. Instead, Jacobs intercepts a pass from Sindelar. And since that point, Wisconsin has marched the length of the field, 13 plays, 81 yards. The ruling on the field is 1st and goal. And replay is checking out those angles you saw a moment ago to see if they can see anything that would overturn the call on the field. One more look from up top. Again, the 6 is where he needs to go. And it's where the ball is in Taylor's right arm. That's probably enough to get that first down. Dean Blandino, our rules analyst, is keeping an eye on this in our studios in Los Angeles. And Dean, these spot calls are always so hard to overturn. Do you see anything that would be indisputable video evidence to overturn it?
No, I don't see anything. I think you have 2 issues here. You don't have a big line. The line to gain is the 6. So you're trying to find a point of reference, and it's difficult. And without a look right down the line, it's going to be extremely tough to move this spot. I think they have to let the call stand of a first down.
Yeah, it's so hard to discern, thank you, Dean, what's in that pile and where the ball is in relation to the line to gain, and that's what these officials are going to tell us right now.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down. Purdue has lost their timeout and their challenge.
So out of timeouts, Jeff Brohm's squad backed up now at the 6-yard line, and it's 1st and goal. And Jeff Brohm being asked to return now to the coach's box as Wisconsin gets into the victory formation. It was not an easy task today for the 7th-ranked Badgers, but it looks as if they're going to avoid the upset that has plagued 2 fellow top 10 teams on this weekend of college football. With the rain increasing here in Madison, the Badgers appear to be able to get out of this with a victory. But not an easy task today. Our State Farm postgame show coming up as Wisconsin up 17-9. Another knee taken. They'll need to do it one more time, and then they will move to 6-0 on the year and 3-0 in Big Ten play. But after a 14-0 start, Purdue really able to battle, stay in this game, but a costly interception inside the 10 took Purdue's last chance away, and the Badgers, as they've done so many times this year and throughout the years, able to run out the clock on the Boilermakers. Final score in this one, 17-9. Wisconsin over Purdue, and the Badgers remain unbeaten and in control in the Big Ten West Division. Jonathan Taylor falling short of getting to 1,000 yards in 6 games, but another 200-yard day as we check in with Lisa Bynes.
Okay, well, Coach, it wasn't pretty, but in your opinion, what was the difference in getting the W here tonight?
Well, I thought our defense came up big. A number of times the stops, and the turnovers make it harder than it needs to be. And yet our defense stepped up, and awfully proud of the way the offense finished on that last drive when they had to have it. So, like anything, it takes the whole team, and that's a good Purdue football team. We knew that going in, and hats off to how the game guys competed and played. I'm proud of the way the guys kept fighting and come out with a win.
Your running back, Jonathan Taylor, another 200-yard rush game. Describe what you've seen from him in the first 6 games.
Well, he's certainly, you've seen half of him. He's certainly been a really big part of it. And each moment, each game, there's learning moments for him. And, great example down there, but I was proud of the way he kept his head up and kept coming back. And, we still proud of what the guys have done to this point. We got to get a lot better.
All 200-yard games have come with us. Is that Matt Millen's doing?
See you next week.
Matt?
All right. Lisa, thanks very much. That's going to do it from Camp Randall. Our final score in this one, the Wisconsin Badgers with a 17-9 victory over the Purdue Boilermakers. Coming up, it's the State Farm postgame report. Mike Howard and Chuck will be in our Chicago studios. Get you set for a primetime showdown as Michigan State takes on Minnesota. For Matt Millen and Lisa Byington, our entire BTN crew, I'm Kevin Kugler saying so long from Madison, Wisconsin.
Well, I have to go big picture on you. You just found out that you're 14 yards short of 1,000. What's your reaction?
You know, we talk about it all week, every week. You know, we just want to have determination to make sure we score one more point than the other team. And, you know, that's the big picture here. You know, individual goals, that's great, but, you know, we're here for the long run.
What's the biggest key for you now that you are a known name and now that other teams are scheming for you? How do you continue to have the success, in particular your third 200-yard rush game?
You know, it's just about hard work every day in and day out at practice. Coach says, you know, the more you win, you know, your target gets bigger and bigger on your back, so you got to make sure that you keep working every day and making sure you stay focused.
How have you kept this in perspective?
You know, just definitely getting together with my teammates and just talking about how, you know, we're going to take this one game at a time. You know, we know it's a long run ahead of us, so, you know, we're just going to get in here and do this together.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.